Tom, how do you decide whether or not an electrical project is something that can be done at home by someone can do it themselves, or they need an actual electrician?
Well, again, I'll say this: there are some jobs that homeowners can do by themselves if they are instructed right, like changing out an outlet or a wall switch or even a light fixture. That's pretty basic. But we start getting into like installing electrical panels or generators or let's say a furnace, air conditioner, anything that requires a little more technicality, you need to call an electrician out for that. There are a lot of people who cannot run a circuit. A lot of people try to refurnish their bathrooms and their basements, and they want to put in 30 can lights in the basement. What they don't understand is that there are rules, and regulations, and there's codes you need to follow. What they don't understand is that on the 15 amp circuit you're only allowed 1330 watts. A lot of people say, well, we could just come in here and we could tie into this light fixture here, and they don't think about doing the the math, the Ohm's law, to figure out the actual wattage on what's actually going to save them from overloading the circuit. Okay, so they just go and they just start tapping into whatever they can, and it ends up, once the project's all said and done, it's finished, they end up blowing circuits left and right, and then they're like, oh, how does this happen? There must be a short in the wire, there must be this, that. No, and 9 times out of 10 when an electrician comes out, we find out it's an overload circuit. Or they'll try to double tap, which means you have one circuit breaker with 2 wires. Well, what happens is you have 1 wire going into 1 circuit breaker, okay? If you take 2 wires and you put on 1 circuit breaker, well, instead of a 15, what does that become? Well, what's 15 times 2? It's 30, correct? So if you have a load on both of these wires on 1 circuit, that 15 just went up to a 30 amp. Which means that's a fire hazard. So really, if you don't know, when you want to try and add a circuit, if you don't know how to add a circuit, please don't do it. Leave it to the professionals. Your home's an investment. If you go out there and you try to do it because you want to save a couple of bucks, it's not worth it. In the long run, you're not going to save a couple of bucks. You're going to end up spending a couple of thousand to correct the problem. Again, my name is Tom Baxter, and I'm with TMB Electrical Maintenance Solutions. My phone number is 847-344-8173.